In today's English lesson, we are going to read a news article together. This advanced lesson will focus on very essential vocabulary and grammar you need to know, not only to fully to understand this article, but to participate in the culture of English speaking world. We analyze each paragraph finally at the end of the lesson. We read the article so that you can understand the best pronunciations and intonations. So welcome back to Smile English Learn. Of course, I'm Zeeshan, so get less started. That first headline is that why Trump's change of heart on TikTok. This is about self interest, not security. The man who once declared TikTok is a national emergency has detected a very different mood among young Americans. That important word change of heart, that self interest declared international emergency detected, and most important words change of heart. Change of what is a reversal or shifting in one feeling's opinion, decision, or often due to a new perspective and experience. Admitting expression offer meeting the affected families, the politician had a change of heart and supported the bill. Self interest is one on personal advantages or benefit. Potter's speech is known. The CEO decision to downsize the company was driven by self-interest rather than concern for the employees. Declared is a verb. Declared is a verb. Is a verb is that officially announced. Officially announced, the company declared the bankruptcy and began liquidating its assets. National emergency is the situation or crisis. Important for noun phrase that government declared a national emergency due to the severe economic downturn and implemented measures to stabilize the company. Detected is important verb that detected is a verb that found or discovered. The security team detected suspicious transactions on the company accounts and alerted the authorities. That first paragraph, we asked for his reason for delaying the ban on TikTok. President Trump, in a man not familiar with changing his mind, said because I got to use it. This is quite some change or hard. It was who in 2020 signed an executive order citing the national emergency posed by the Chinese owned video sharing platform. 5 years later, the Trump no position at the savior of TikTok has said that he has a warm spot for the platform coached by the son Baron Trump assumed 15 million TikTok followers and says that the platform is the reason he won the youth vote by 36 points, a claim that is not substantiated. That important word is asked for reason for and familiar with sightings posed by a positioned savior, a warm spots, amazed, substantiated. That important word is asked for. Asked for is requested or sought. Reason for explanations or justifications. Unfamiliar with, not knowledgeable or experienced with something. Citing is the quoting is referencing a source, often a sport or arguments. Posed by is presented or suggested by someone. For example, the question was posed by the teacher to stimulate class discussions. Position is placed or located in a specific way or locations. Savior is a part of speech's noun, a person who saves or rescues someone. The firefighter was hailed as a savior from rescuing the family from burning buildings. A warm spot is a noun phrase, a place that area that is pleasantly warm or cozy. The sunny corner of the room was many favorite warm spot to read a book. A mist is gathered or collected a large amount of something's, often wealth or resources. Substantiated is important, meaning is spotted or proven with evidence or fact. The next paragraph. He now claims that Microsoft, among other, it is tasked to acquire the app that and within 30 days he will have new about the future of the platform. But in the meantime, where does this leave? The grave national security threat apparently posed by the platform, the argument are plausible and as evidence is curiously scant. 5 years ago, Trump executive order was overturned in illegal challenges, but anti-TikTok sentiment was doggedly continued by the Biden administration, culminating in a law that enjoyed bipartisans. Spotted the U.S. Supreme Court confirmed the ban earlier this month. That important word is that to acquire is a verb phrase meaning to obtain, again something. The company aims to acquire new technology to improve the manufacturing process. Will have is example that future perfect tense is used to describe an actions that will be completed at a specific point in the future. It is formed using auxiliary verb will present perfect forms. I will have finished my project by tomorrow. Apparently is clearly obviously. Potter speech is verb. He apparently forgot his phone at home. Posed by is presented or suggested by someone or something. Part of speech is verb phrase. The question was posed by the mediator. Plausible is adjective that believable or reasonable. The detective found a plausible explanation for the crime. Curiously is in a way that sparks curiosity or interest. She curiously examined the strange object. Scant is barely sufficient or minimal in amount or degree. An adjective, the hotel room had scant amenities. Doggedly is a persistently or subordinately, often despite obstacles. Adverb, the team doggedly pursued their goals despite setbacks, culminating in reaching or climax peak often as a result or a process. Is a verb that project culminated in a successful launch. Bipartisan is a involving or supported by two political parties, often implying cooperations. Adjective. For example, the bipartisan bill was passed with overwhelming support. That next paragraph. In the building up the law being passed, members of Congress was given a closed-door security briefing on the alleged thread posted by TikTok. The Democratic representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who received that briefing, described the evidence as very vague, not convincing, and pointed to a lack of substantive information in the briefing. Convincing, alleged build up. Build up is meaning a gradual increase or accumulations of something such as tension, pressures, or forces. Is a noun. The build up of troops along the borders sparked concern of impending war. Alleged is the meaning that claimed or asserted to be true, part of speech adjective. The alleged perpetrator of the crime was arrested, charged with multiple offenses. Convincing is meaning able to persuade or convince someone or some things. Part of the speech adjective, the lawyer presented a convincing case and jury delivered a guilty verdict. The next paragraph. The TikTok makes money by knowing its user, keeping them scrolling for hours and showing them content that well appeals to them. It also knows their locations, IP address, device can accurately gender sexual orientations, religious views, many other sensitive data point. In this way, it is exactly that the same other large scale free or used social media platforms. The difference is that being Chinese owned, the parent's company can be compelled to give up that information to the Chinese government. TikTok denies that it has been asked, would comply, but that is the law. Scrolling is meaning moving text or image or screen using a mouse, finger, or scroll bar. Part of speech is verb that she spent hours scrolling through social media. Accurately is in a way that it is correct, precise, or exact. Part of speech adverb the scientists accurately measure the temperature. Infer is meaning to denounce or conclude something based on evidence or reasoning. Part of speech verb. From the data, we can infer that the new policy is effective. Gender is the state of being male, female, or non binary. Noun, the survey asks participant to close his gender. Sexual orientations, age, personal emotions, romantic or sexual attractions or others. Part of speech is noun. The organization supports individual of all sexual orientations. Exactly is important, preciously, accurately, or without deviations. Is a verb that I need exactly 500 words for the articles. Compelled to, force, or obligated to do something. The verb phrase the company was compelled to recall the detective products. Give up meaning to surrender, abandon, or relinquish something. Part of speech verb phrase. After trying for hours, she finally gave up to fixing the bike. There are many reasons for suspicions and discomfort over China and its technical ambitions, from its flagrant, offensive cyber operations such as the hacks of the Office of Personnel Management and Microsoft Exchange to its strategic approach to gaining dominant in the technical standards bodies. Suspicions, discomfort, flagrant, offensive. Suspicion is a meaning feeling of doubt or mistrust. In noun, the police had suspicions about the suspect ability. Discomfort is a feeling of unease or pain. Is a noun, the patient experienced discomfort after surgery. Flagrant is openly and shamelessly bad or wrong. Adjective, the flagrant disregarded for the rules lead to penalties. Offensive is a causing offense or annoyance. Adjective, the comedian spoke was considered offensive by some audience members. Cyber operation is a computer-based operation activities. As a noun, the company's cyber operations team worked to prevent hacking attempts. Hacks is unauthorized assets or manipulations or computer system. Noun or verb. The company suffered from the several hacks last year. The important meaning is that the state of being dominance or having control. Now the company dominance in the market lead to the increased profit. The next paragraph, the difference in the TikTok is that the significant proportion of the youthful TikTok user just not by the read under the bed narrative. It is not that ignore it. Some seems to proactively reject it. In the world of on TikTok, but China stealing your data. I don't care. I would drop ship any DNA to the front door of the Chinese Communist Party before I watch an Instagram reels that proportions read under the bed narratives and proactively. That important word is that Proportions. Proportion is a part that share of something is a relation to the whole, a ratio or comparison of quantities. Potter speech is known the proportion of men to women in the audience was equal. Rats under the bed. In a modern age, the phrase is used to more broadly describe the fear of hidden or secretive threats to the idea that is someone or something is secretly working against you. Narrative. Narrative is story, account, consequences, or event that is told, written, or way of presenting information incoherent in a meaningful voice is a noun. The novel's narrative explores themes of love, loss, and redemptions. Proactively. Proactively is a taking action in advance or prevent problem or size opportunities being proactive. Part of speech a verb. The company proactively addressed the issues before it became a major problem. The next paragraph, far from heeding the serious warning about the potential for Chinese espionage over TikTok in the run-up to the ban, millions of US TikTok users was reported to have joined the even more Chinese app Yangchang's to Red Note after expecting terms of services written in Mandarins. Despite enriched choice of US alternatives, millions are definitely going more Chinese in their videos sharings, not less. Headings: Potential espionage in the run-up important world. Heading is the paying attention or listening to, taking notice something, especially advice or warning. Verb that he did the warning, the avoided the danger zone. Potential possibility of something happening or being achieved, latent or inherent ability. Noun or adjective. She is potential candidate for the job. Espionage is the act of spying, gathering secret information, especially about enemy or competitor. The noun the country was accused of espionage for hacking into other nations' computer system. In the run-up, important word is that run-up. A period of time leading up to an event, situation, or perpetratory phrase. Proposition phrase. In the run-up to the election, that candidates engage in heated debates. The next paragraph instead of exposing the ideological advice between US and Chinese young people, the engagement of Red Note has opened up exchange such as Nay ho guys, here is puppy that emphasize common ground over the prevailing dehumanizing narrative of mistrust and divisions. Even the opportunities Trump has instinctively understood that public mood among a swathe of young Americans, turning it into the youthful zeitgeist in ways that the elude is his follower over 70 in Congress. Ground over prevailing dehumanizing opportunities instinctively swathe of elude is important word is that ground over to reiterate or revisit a topic. We have already covered this ground, but let's go over its again. Prevailing is existing or occurring at the present time, often in widespread or dominant way. The prevailing winds in the area made it real for sailing. Dehumanizing. To strip someone of their human qualities, dignity, or individuality. The refugee camps conditions were dehumanizing and inadequate food and shelter. Opportunist is a person that takes advantage of opportunities as the rise often in clever or resourceful way. The entrepreneur was an opportunist turning a change encounter into a successful business partner. Instinct, instinctively is that automatically without conscious thought and deliberate intentions. She instinctively reached out to catch the healing child. Elude is to avoid or avoid something, often in a clever or skillful way, a powerful and through provoking words. That next paragraph is that what happens next in any one guess is sale to a US corporate going ahead. Possible legal challenges to Trump executive order may be even to the repeal of law imposing a ban. The TikTok saga looks at set to deliver new twist and turn. For now, however, the platform is back online, pulled back from the brink of oblivion from 75 days. It is bizarre that the TikTok savior be a large than life figures like Trump, but then it is somehow to every TikTok. Repeal of imposing set to twist and turns, pull back, break of billion, bizarre, that important word. Repeal of is to officially cancel or abolish a law, policy, or decision. A verb phrase. The government announced that repeal of the controversial tax laws, imposing impressive, intimidating in appearance, size, manner, or force something, someone. Adjective. The imposing skyscraper dominated the city skyline. Set to is that important word is that set to. Set to is that prepared or ready to do something or fix determined. Verb phrase the team is set to play in the championships game tonight. Twist and turn is unaccepted change or surprise in a situation or story. Idiomatic expression the plot of the movie had many twists and turns that kept me guessing. Pulled back is to withdraw or retreat from something, to slow down or reduce effort. Verb phrase the company pulled back from the project due to the financial constraint. Break off on the edge or something, often something bad or dangerous. Preposition phrase the country was on the brink of the economic collapse. Oblivion is the state of complete forgetfulness or distractions or something that is no longer remembered or relevant. The important nouns. The ancient civilization was lost to oblivion never times. Bizarre is strange, unusual, controversial, often in a way that unsettling, uncovering. Participate is adjective. The bizarre artwork featured several surreal, the dream like imagery. Then they repeat the article so that why Trump changed heart on TikTok. This is about interest, not security. The man who once declared TikTok a national emergency has detected a very different mood among young Americans. This is quite some change of heart. It was who 2020 signed an executive order on citing the national emergency posted by the Chinese-owned video sharing platform. 5 years later, the Trump no positions as the savior of TikTok has said that he has warm support for the platform. Coached by the son Baron, Trump assumed 50 million TikTok followers and says that his platform is the reason he won the youth vote by 36 points, a claim that is not substantiated. He now claimed that the Microsoft, among other, it is talked to acquire the app that within 30 days he will have knew about the feature of the platform. But in the meantime, where does this leave the grave national security threat apparently posed by the platform? The argument are plausible, but evidence is curiously scant. 5 years ago, Trump's executive order was overturned in legal challenges, but his anti-TikTok sentiment was doggedly continued by the Biden administration, culminating in a law that enjoyed bipartisan support. The U.S. Supreme Court confirmed the ban earlier this month. In the build up to the law being passed, member of the Congress was given to the closed door security briefing on the alleged thread posted by TikTok. The Democratic representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who received that briefing, described the evidence as very vague, not convincing, and pointed to a lack of substantive information in the briefing. TikTok makes money not knowing its users keep them scrolling over for hours and showing them content that will appear to them. It is also known that its location, IP address, advice, and can accurately infer gender, sexual orientations, religious views, and many of other sensitive data points. In this way, it is exactly the same as other large-scale free-to-use social media platforms. The difference is that being Chinese-owned, the parent company can be compelled to give up that information to Chinese government. TikTok denies that it has ox or would comply, but that it is the law. There are many reasons for suspicions and discomfort that China, its technical ambition from its flagrant offensive cyber operations such as the hacks of the Office Personal Management and Microsoft Exchange, to its strategic approach to gaining dominance in technical standard bodies. The difference in the TikTok case is that significant proportion of the youth TikTok user just don't buy the rates under the beds. Narratively, it is not that enjoy that ignore it. Some seem to proactively reject it. In the world of one TikToker, but China stealing your data. It I don't care. I would drop ship my DNA to the front of the door of Chinese Communist Party before I watch any Instagram reels. Far from healing the curious warning about the potential for Chinese espionage over TikTok, in run-up to the ban, millions of US TikTok users were reportedly to have joined the ever more Chinese app Yangchows or Red Mode after accepting a term of services written in the Mandarins. Despite a rich choice of US alternatives, millions are definitely going more Chinese in their videos sharings, not less. Instead of exposing the ideological divide between US and Chinese young people, the engagement of red notes has opened up exchanges such as Ni Hoi Guys. Here many puppy that emphasizes common ground over the prevailing dehumanizing narrative of mistrust and divisions. Ever the opportunist Trump has extensively understood that public moods among a swath of young Americans turning to the youthful zeitgeist in a way that elude in his followers over 70 in the Congress. What happened next is anyone guess a sale to the US Congress going ahead. Possible legal challenges to Trump executive order may be even the repeal of the law imposing ban. The TikTok saga looks set to deliver new twist and turn. For now, however, the platform is back online, pulled back from the brink of the pavilion for 75 days. It is bizarre that a TikTok savior may be larger than life figure like Trump, but then it is somehow to say very TikTok. So please subscribe this channel and share and more videos and next to lecture please subscribe this channel and share for new videos.